In today's conversation, I'm going to tell you why Aaron Rodgers' injury on Monday night impacts your future. Let's get into it. Welcome into the Bears and Lions podcast. I am your host, Kyle Vaught, and this is the podcast where we challenge our present by viewing our past. You see, I'm a firm believer that when you accurately look at your past, right? When you actually look through the lens of all the things that you've grown from, you're going to find out that you are so much stronger than you know. There are so many more incredible things that you've experienced that you forgot, or things that have overlapped, right? You remember the embarrassing times, but you don't remember the triumphs. That's why it's important to ask these questions, to think about them analytically as well as just beneficially for yourself. Hold on to them. I have a memorial board on my wall with memories and different moments of my life that I have just to remind myself that there's been so many things that I've accomplished. So when I'm down, when I'm frustrated, when I don't think I can, I look at that memorial board. And that helps me step into my future. And that's exactly what we're going to do in today's conversation. Is we're going to step in the future together. And I know I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because I truly believe that Aaron Rodgers' injury actually impacts your future. I will explain here. I went to school for sports broadcasting. A bit of my past right now. I went to school for sports broadcasting, so it was only a matter of time before I bring sports into this conversation, right? It's a part of who I am. It's a passion of mine. It's what I do. I love sports. But Monday night was a night that I had been waiting for a long time, along with a bunch of other NFL fans were waiting, because Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the New York Jets. Now, Aaron Rodgers originally, prior to that, was the quarterback for his entire career with the Green Bay Packers. Won a Super Bowl, couple MVPs, one of the best quarterbacks of a generation. And this offseason, he was traded to the New York Jets, and he was happy. All of the preseason, all of the training camps, you could just get the sense that Aaron Rodgers was finally where he wanted to be, in a sense, and just happy and excited to go. And here we go. His first game of the season is a Monday night game, playing under the lights. You can't get much better than that. And as an NFL fan, I could not wait. Well, the game starts. They're playing the Buffalo Bills, a New York rival. And the Buffalo Bills get the ball first. They end up punting. Aaron Rodgers is going to get the ball for the first time as a Jet. We're so excited. And play number one, handoff to Breece Hall. Right? Second play was an incomplete pass. He's still getting his jitters. No worries. Third play, incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. Cool. 1st and 10. We get first down. As a fan, all right, I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season. Play number 4, Aaron Rodgers gets sacked. It kind of looked a little awkward, but he stands up. He looks okay. Okay, we're getting back into it. Oh, wait, why is he standing there? And all of a sudden, I think everybody that watches football or watches sports, and you may not watch sports, and that's okay, but I hope you don't tune me out. You see him kind of standing there. He's talking with the sideline, and then he sits down. They bring the cart out, and they cart him off, and he's injured. We're like, wait, what's going on? We had plans. You see, all last year, the Jets were good. They were a good team, and they kept saying they're just a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. They're just a quarterback away. And now our quarterback, we needed a veteran quarterback. We got a veteran quarterback, one that's won MVPs, one that's won the Lombardi Trophy, and now he's not here. Well, who's next in line? Zach Wilson. That's who. Zach Wilson, not a terrible quarterback, but one that's had some ups and downs. He was the 2nd overall draft pick for the Jets in 2021, and his first 2 seasons didn't go so well. That's why they brought in a veteran like Aaron Rodgers. Now the whole entire stadium is kind of speechless. I think all of the fans were speechless. I saw a clip of Peyton Manning's Manning cast with his brother Eli, and they were speechless. And here's my point. Have you ever felt like you had all of the plan ready to go? Like you were missing one item and you finally found that item, but everything falls apart. It's almost like a puzzle, right? Where you put the last piece of the puzzle, but then somebody comes in and runs into the table flips, and the puzzle goes everywhere. How many times in your life have you thought you had a plan, and then the unexpected happens? See, this is why I think that injury actually impacts your future, is because if you're a sports fan, you know that feeling of, oh no, that injury was unexpected, and it changes everything. Changes everything as a fandom, as a fan of the sport, as a fan of the team. And now, if you put that into your future, even if you're not a sports fan, if you are able to adequately think about this and prepare for this, it's going to help. Because the unexpected is bound to happen in your life. There is absolutely no chance that you will go through life always as planned. And it's what you do when everything goes all over the place that really grounds you to understand. It's the discipline that keeps you in tune. So what do you do when the unexpected happens? You might notice, for those of you who are watching on YouTube or tuning in on Spotify, I just want to say I'm dressed pretty nice right now. It's because I had an interview today. I had an interview at my job for a new position with my same employer, which I love. But in that interview, I was asked a question. Tell me about a time when things did not go as planned and you had to adapt. My immediate response, I did not say this in the interview, but my immediate response wanted to be like, my 20s. My 20s didn't go as planned. No, I'm not married. No, I don't have my dream job. No, I don't have a house. No, I don't have a boat or any of the other things that I thought I might have. My 20s did not go as planned, and I have had to adapt. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're like my teens, my early 20s. I'm now 26, and I'm not sure what's going on. Trust me, you've got time. But it's interesting because I think you can plan everything so incredibly well, but still, we will run into the unexpected. And when the unexpected happens, how do you respond mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually? See, that's what the difference is between just a fan and a player in the NFL. Because this is what happened on Monday Night Football. The fans, they started writing the Jets off. All right, Aaron Rodgers is out, we lose. Zach Wilson did not write the Jets off. Garrett Wilson did not write the Jets off. They went to work. Zach Wilson stepped up, did what he had to do. It wasn't pretty. Sometimes it's not. But they went to work, and they ended up winning Monday Night Football in their game, in that first game of the season. You see, there comes a point in your life where maybe everything has gone wrong. Maybe everything has gone haywire, right? It didn't go as planned. Maybe everything was looking so good. You got the girl's number. Awesome. And then you text her, and she doesn't text back. Well, that didn't go as expected. Maybe you have the job that you always thought you would enjoy. You were like, this job is my dream job. But then you start working there and you realize this job isn't what I thought it was. And I'm not really happy here. It doesn't go as planned. Maybe you've been in a long relationship and you're planning a life with that person. And that person says, I am not planning a life with you anymore. And I don't want to be with you anymore. See, the unexpected is going to happen. It's going to happen in your life. You are going to face moments that are just insurmountable and completely throw you off. But at that time, you don't get to be a fan. I can promise you, if you're just a fan, you're going to say, I'm throwing in the towel. We're done for the season. See, it's at that moment that you need to be prepared and ready to go. Zach Wilson may be a backup quarterback, but he came in and won the game. He came in and beat the Buffalo Bills. Was it pretty? No, but they won, and that's what matters in sports. So when everything goes haywire in your life, when it all goes to pot, how do you respond? I know my response has been, I have isolated myself or gone back a little bit from whatever I was pursuing, or maybe I kind of shrunk back and said, I don't know if I can actually do that because I heard a no. See, when that happens, you need to have that mentality that, no, I've been training for this, so I heard a no. Okay, whatever. Hey, this didn't go the way that I planned. That's okay. I like what Jocko Willink says. Jocko Willink will say, when everything goes crazy, he'll say, good. He's got a video of it. You need to look it up. Jocko Willink, good. Something bad happens, good. Something good happens, good. Something crazy happens, good. Just call it all good, because everything is going to be learned from. And you're going to be able to develop and grow from that. I like how you can have all these plans, right? You can have all these plans in your life, but it may not mean anything. Keeping on the sports theme, Mike Tyson says everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Right? It's that moment you get that first punch, plan goes out the window. But it also, on the sports theme, Rocky Balboa, it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. So I think that's what greatness is about. Greatness will say, I know I'm going to get hit. I know I'm going to get knocked down. I don't care about that. I'm going to strengthen myself so that every time I get knocked down, I get up quicker. It may take me a few moments to get up the first time. It may take me another moment to get up the second time. But I guarantee you keep hitting me and I'm going to keep getting back up faster and faster and stronger and better than before. See, the unexpected is going to happen. It's how you respond to the unexpected that leads you into your future. So prepare the way that you can. You know that things are going to go crazy at times. You know things are going to be out of your control. Be at peace with that. Find in your core being of who you are and what you stand for. These are my traits. These are my characteristics that I hold dear to me. I want to be loving, trustworthy, and consistent. So if I get knocked down, I'm getting back up. You knock me down 9 times, I'm getting back up 9 times. And I'm going to stand up that 10th time, and I'm going to get there. See, at the end of the day, when you step into your future, you may be in a position where everything is just fallen into your lap and you are ready to go. This is going to be the greatest moment. You're finally happy. You're at the job you want. You have the relationship you want. You've planned for this future, and then something unexpected happens, like Aaron Rodger's injury. Nobody could have predicted that, except somebody did on Twitter. We're not going to talk about that. X. But when I look at how that process goes in my life, I've had so many things that did not go as planned, but they've led me to an area that I just can't even explain. I'm prepared and I'm ready, and I will get back up every single time. You know, I realized something in the interview today. They were asking me all these behavioral questions. Tell me about a time when. And if you haven't had an interview, or you most likely have had an interview, if you have any interviews in the future, I may do a whole podcast on interviews, because I have done a lot of interview prep over the last 6 months. And I'm talking a lot, like 2-3 hours a week for like 6 months. And in that process, I've learned some things, and I've been able to reflect. And I think it's important that we remember our past correctly, because I did not go as planned in my 20s. I did a lot of different things that I could have ever imagined, but I'm so glad, because now when I do an interview, when I step into that interview, they say, tell me about a time when you blank. Tell me about a time when you were encouraged by something. Tell me about a time you had to work as a team. Tell me about a time when you disagreed with the process, but you adapted. Tell me about a time when you had to lead. Tell me about a time when you had to do this. I have an answer for every single one of those, and it doesn't all revolve around the same thing. It's 10, 20 different things that I can draw from, whether it's career, whether it's life, whether it's different opportunities with friends, whether it's things that I've been a part of or projects that have been on the side. I'm so thankful that my life didn't go according to my original plan, because I'm way more prepared now than I could have ever planned to have been prepared. And that is exactly what this podcast is about, is remembering your past correctly through the lens of looking for your successes and your failures, instead of just looking at where you feel like you failed most and screwed up. Because even your failures can teach you something. And I can promise you, whether your life right now looks like Aaron Rodgers, where you've just had that injury and you don't know what to do next. Maybe you need to just go to rehab and work it out. Or maybe that person who was ahead of you was injured, or maybe they're not involved, or maybe it's just your time to step up, like Zach Wilson's going to step up this year. They don't have any other choices. It's you. It's you. Are you going to step up when the unexpected happens, and are you going to shine? That is going to do it for today's conversation. I hope that you are encouraged. I hope that you'll have a wonderful week as well. It's so good to talk with you guys every single week, twice a week now, of course, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. We post every Monday and Thursday, 7 a.m. Eastern time, so that you can listen on your way to work, or listen while getting ready for school, or whatever you might be doing that day. But if you want to follow me on my socials, you can find me on X / aka Twitter, at Kyle Vaught, KYLEV as in Victor, ATT. You can also find me on Instagram at Kyle_Vaught, so KYLE_VATT. I'm also on YouTube. So if you're watching this from YouTube, I appreciate it. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps out. Just trying to reach more people and encourage them. If you have ideas for conversations that you would like me to have, or things that you would like me to do, please DM me, post on the comments, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you and open up that conversation. But until next time, remember to give grace, show love, and stay stellar. Peace.